Yo guys, I'm HP, this is Dr. Pink, and today we're gonna talk about major pentatonic guitar training, Stand By Me. That sounds really complicated from something which is really fun. We wanna learn to play with the major pentatonics, learn by doing, having some fun, and we're gonna try to do some ear training and do some really cool stuff on a tune which probably all of you guys know. That's really important that you already know the tune, and that will be Stand By Me. It's really hard to find a tune where you can use the major pentatonics, which everybody knows, and so I decided to take that tune, and I quickly, for those who don't know it, I created this backing track. This was not a brainer, just bass and the quiro and the triangle, that's all. And then you just add some, and this will be this. And so on. It's not about learning the tune here, as you might think. And when you listen to the tune, you know, the melody line is always a little bit different. And I went through a few sources where you could find the melody written down, and each of them had different versions. So it's not really about the melody, but it's about that you know the melody in your ear, and you try to play it here, and it's using the major pentatonics. And by trying to play the melody by ear from the song, you know, you learn to hear the major pentatonic. You know, when you want to do soloing or improvisation, it's really important that you hear what you're doing, you know. And the major pentatonic is not really something which is quite handy in your ears, and so you need to train this. And as I already said at the beginning, it was really hard to find a track or a tune which is known and which features the major pentatonic. So now let's get started. Okay, if you want, I'll quickly show you the chords of Stand By Me. It's A major to F sharp minor to D to E, back to A. So it's a classic 1, 6, 4, 5 progression, but that's not the point. Now we're playing the A major pentatonic to this. Well, it's important to know the chords, because then you know it's in A major. That means you can play the major pentatonic, but it, as I already said, it's not mostly doesn't really work as handy as it should, but on this tune it does. So we have the major pentatonic, which is basically this one, A major pentatonic. That will be the major pentatonic, and unlike it from the minor pentatonics, there are in fact notes which don't sound well when you don't place them well. So ear training is a really central part of when you want to play the major pentatonic. What is ear training? Means when you play the pentatonic, try to hear the next note, da, da, sing it, da, 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 na, na, na. I'm not a singer, sorry for this guys, but just to show you, you need to be able to sing da, 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 or da, 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 da. Up here my voice is not sufficient to get up high, but I still get da, 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 da. So that will be the playing the pentatonics. Now try to, I think everybody knows this tune, try to figure out how the melody is played in the pentatonic. So da, da, da. Starts like this. You can let the track go, or you play along with the original. So it starts da da da. It's like da da da. Now you figure out where is that. It's here. Da da da. Then da da da. Da 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 da. And then comes da 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 da. The rhythm is not so important. You just need to figure out where the notes are. So da 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 da. When you are able to figure out the melody in the pentatonics just by ear and not by tabs, that's the best way to learn and to be really good in improvisation, because improvisation means nothing else than pre-hearing what you want to play, you know? And also when you play the major pentatonics, to notice that you work around the root note, which is here we have the A, here we have the A, here we have the A. So you work around this note, but in this case it starts here. Da ba bam, da da, da 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 da. And I think then goes da 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 da. Sometimes you also make little barres. You don't, you know, a lot of people play the pentatonic linear, which is cool, but sometimes, and specifically in the major pentatonics, you also have some little barres here, or like from here. So let's try this. Now let's go. Let's try to play a nice melody. I make a little bar. Da 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 da. Try to sing what you're playing. You don't have to be so precise with the melody, because honestly, the original, I mean, everybody knows the original, but I'm pretty sure on concert it was never exactly like on the recording, you know. And this time things were a little bit more free, and it's more about the vibe, you know. In case, by the way, the vibe here is orange again. It's, you know, this cool, relaxed, and having a good time, having joy and all this stuff. Also the key of A major is the color orange, if you're interested in stuff like that. Yeah, anyhow, so that's a way to figure out the major pentatonic. You can also try how's the B part. There's the only part where we have one additional note, which is not pentatonic. So when it goes to the B part, so we have here this note here. It's one note more, which is in the major scale. So darling, 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 and then stays again on the pentatonic. So let's do this. The second part. Rest is more or less quite doing by ears. So that's really a great method to learn to hear the major pentatonic, and I'm using here the root position. Yo guys, that was the tutorial. Major pentatonic guitar training, stand by me. For those who thought you're gonna learn the tune are probably disappointed. You already know the tune. Try to learn it yourself. That's the approach. It's maybe a bit crazy for you guys, but this is the channel HPCrazy. I really try to show alternative ways to learn guitar, and the main thing is to get an emotional connection, emotional musical connection with the guitar and with the music, and that works over the ears. And starting to activate these abilities works best when you work with stuff you already know, and take tunes you have heard like for 1,000 times, and the melody is just bumping in your head. I did the same, you know. I had a few tunes which I knew so well, just to learn to hear what I was doing, and later on your ears are getting better. You know, this is called ear training, what we're doing here. But in the beginner stage, we just try to figure out how do I play this melody inside a grid. The grid is the major pentatonic, so you cannot go too wrong if you just search the notes in the grid, which is the major pentatonics, and this will help you a lot. I can sign you a contract on this to manage or to master the major pentatonics, besides just playing it up and down without knowing what you're doing. And I can guarantee you, when you're connected with what you play, you don't have to play so many notes anymore, because you know what you're playing. You know, you just make. So you always pre-hear like a millisecond before the notes happen where you're going, and that is what makes you more relaxed and more laid back in your playing. And then you start to recognize, by the way, you don't have to play so many notes. I can also guarantee you, well, if I would let all my students I ever had play beside me the same tune, and I would play, everybody say I played less notes. That's the trick. If you think you need to fill the space, you play many notes. But if you know which notes you want to play, that means also that you don't go up and down, you know, just that you just don't go up and down all the time, because then you know where you want to go. And that's the core of this today's tutorial. Figure it out. Listen to the tune. Most of you guys know the melody. Just play the melody to the tune, or if you want to work with this backing track, I already said it was no-brainer to produce this backing track. I produced it. Was just stand-up bass and Quiro on the triangle. It was easy to do, so you can download on my website. Also, I wrote down, if it's really too hard for you guys, I wrote down one version of the melody. It's available as tabs, as guitar profile. Go to my website, download it there as well. I just wrote down the first chorus because later on it comes in differently. But as I said, that's not the point. It's just to help you guys to get an idea where to go, but try to work it out with your ears and not so much with the tabs. The tabs can help you, well, especially with Guitar Pro, to train your ears. But as I said, it's more about ear training and training the major pentatonic on guitar. Good. That's all we have. If you love my channel, what me and Dr. Pink are doing for you guys, if you love the concept with playing with colors, playing with ears, getting an emotional connection to the guitar, please subscribe to my channel. Please join the HPCrazy Guitar Academy. Please support the work with a premium membership and share to the world that me and Dr. Pink are existing. See you guys.